K-12 districts are also working on how students will continue their education in the fall. The CDC issued a long list of new safety guidelines for schools. I spoke with Sunnyside's superintendent to find out what he thinks about the recommendations.
It's the million-dollar question right now. How will elementary, middle, and high school students continue their education starting this fall? That's what Sunnyside Superintendent Steve Holmes will have to answer soon.
What our thinking is, a lot of it aligns with what the guidelines are saying we should be looking at. How we land, however, in the beginning of the year, there's still two good months to really get more clear guidelines and see how things progress.
Holmes says superintendents across the country are sharing ideas on how to adjust to the CDC guidelines. The focus, he says, is on 5 major areas.
Identification of illness and how you're going to proceed if someone gets sick. How do you clean your buildings? Transportation, a big area of how we're going to serve food. And then lastly, what's the educational model we're going to put in place?
Holmes and the governing board are considering 4 options: a return to the traditional setting, staggering school days, remote learning, or a hybrid of these education models. There's also another big issue to tackle: the costs associated with the recommendations. The CDC suggests social distancing and limited interaction between students should be maintained in classrooms and on buses.
To have one student in every other seat in a bus. I have certain routes that have 50 students on the bus, right? That'll take me 5 trips, and that's more drivers, more buses.
The state superintendent is addressing the added expenses. Kathy Hoffman announced she's now seeking federal funds to help cover the costs. Costs that could continue, Holmes says, beyond the next school year.
This is going to change the way we're looking at school, I think, moving forward, at least for the next 2 years. At least that's what I anticipate.
Now, Holmes says he's coming up with options on how students will return to school and will send out surveys to parents in a few weeks to get their reactions.